Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hello, everyone. I'm back from a break, and basically, I'm going to do all of the options that give me points with Shizune. Then what I'm gonna do after is I'm going to do the 2 different scenes that get me to Shizune's route, as well as the additional options that give me early bad endings. So, let us begin, shall we? I think I got everything I need to know. I can't think of anything, really. Ooh, that means we've been good guides, doesn't it? Doesn't it? If you say so. Misha positively beams, and so does Shizune, after a quick translation. I shake my head at their somewhat exaggerated enthusiasm, and shift my focus to the food. Misha and Shizune sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they're talking about secret girl stuff or something? I quickly notice a conversation in sign that is not enough to fill a silence. Okay, that was a new thing, so let's skip all this. Yeah, let's skip. Yeah. So basically, if I remember correctly, the attack aggressively also gives points. So, let's keep going. Yeah. This first, like, few minutes is just gonna be me skipping stuff. Okay, so, for this part, I do not want any points with... Yeah, I don't want any points with a Hanako/Lily, so... Hi, I'm new here, I'm Hizao, skip that. And, yeah. Yeah, she wasn't cute. So, yeah, not exactly cute, new. Okay. What to do? Okay, so basically... Alright, let's wait for them to come to a decision. Misha and Shizune are still arguing about their choice for lunch place. Incomprehensible for a pair of high school students who have to take a taxi, at least to make it to downtown back in time. Haven't you finished already? Oh, sorry, Hee-chan. Were you waiting for us? You don't have any plans? Plans? For lunch? Well, I don't, so I thought I could hang with you guys. Misha smiles victoriously at my lack of plans, and excitedly translates my response to Shizune. If you don't have anything specific planned out, do you want to eat lunch with me and Hee-chan and Shishan? We're going to go to town for lunch, though. Don't worry, Hee-chan, it's not that far. Sure, I'll come with you. And with that, we leave the classroom. Just around the corner of the hallway, something hits me in the chest with the force of a runaway... Okay, I think this is skippable. Alright. So let's hurry, Hee-chan. To have lunch! We promise it'll be great. I'll take your word for it. What kind of place is it? A restaurant or something? It's a tea house, Hee-chan. A tea house? That sounds kind of fancy. Why are you looking at your wallet, Hee-chan? It's okay if you don't have any money. We'll cover for you. It's really nice of you. Thanks. It's okay, Hee-chan. After all, we're friends, right, Hee-chan? It's only been 3 days. Are we really friends that quickly? Heh, but hearing that makes me happy. It's only for today, though. And only if you accept right now. Do you want to go, Hee-chan? I start wondering if this is some kind of trap. Is this Misha's suggestion or Shizune's? This is important. I'm still a little apprehensive about the possible motives of a girl whose pastime is the game of world domination. Hold on. Nope. No, I'm just being paranoid. Actually, they have grown on me already. And I do have to go to town sometime. So why not now with them? Short, sharp shock. Okay then, I've never actually been to a tea house before. All my expectations are from what I've seen about them on TV, but those are period dramas, and these are modern times. It might just be a regular cafe, and they've been calling it a tea house. Either way, I'm curious about that too. So there's another reason for me to join them. Sure. That's great, Hichan. That's great, that's great. Yay. Misha hops up and down briefly to show how happy she is, which causes a few heads to turn around us. Shizune opts for a polite tiny clap that lasts for all of 2 seconds before she goes back to looking stoic as usual. Would it kill you to be a little happier, Shizune? Man, just smile, girl, just smile. Oh, I wasn't aware that Hichan was a king. Shizune pushes her glasses up as Misha delivers her message totally without sarcasm. I guess it would sting more if she could say it with the intent Shizune meant behind it. So for once, I'm happy to have Misha as a barrier between us. I'm not telling you to jump for joy just because I'm having lunch with you. I'm not that arrogant. She seems to accept this, and we head for town with Shizune leading the way. Okay, so this is a new scene, and yep, we are on the right track. So, alright. So after this scene, there are multiple other choices I would like to make before actually getting onto the real route. So, yeah. Watching her walk in front of me, I notice that she walks very quickly, taking long, heavy, determined strides. Maybe if we were traveling through a snowstorm, it would make sense to walk like that, but it's a perfectly clear day. Anyway, it's making me feel exhausted just watching her. We arrive at the tea house in what Misha says is a record time, likely because of Shizune's blazing pace. I feel a little let down seeing that it's not a huge feudal-era building with mats on the floor and women in kimonos pouring tea. It's actually more like a cafe, as I thought. Not that it's a bad thing. It looks very nice. As soon as I walk through the doors, someone zooms in front of us, as if they had been lying in wait the entire time. Welcome. Thank you for patronizing this establishment. The top half of her body drops forward in a bow that looks like an axe chopping through wood. I'm surprised to see it's none other than Yuko, the librarian. Hey, I didn't know you worked here. Oh, yes I do. I'm a waitress. I've been working here for a year, 6 months, and 2 weeks now. Thank you for choosing to come here. Is there anything I can do for you? Hi, Yu-chan. Hello. Misha, you both know her too? Of course, Hi-chan. Yu-chan works in the library after all. I don't go there often myself, but Chi-chan knows her, and we both come here a lot, so it's like we see her all the time. Yes. Should I get you your usuals? And if there's anything you would want, please feel free to tell me at any time. You don't have to be so formal. We all know each other. It's also pretty empty today, so she can afford to take it easy. I was hoping she would stop looking so nervous, but my words have the opposite effect. No, I'm a waitress, this is my job. I have to do it properly. Okay. That works for Chi-chan. Yu-chan, please get Chi-chan what she usually gets, and I'll have some green tea with milk and honey. No pressure. Yes, but this is my job, and there's always pressure. I'm sorry, I'm arguing with the customer. Sorry. Yeah. You know, I was once like Yuko, back when I worked at a fast food restaurant. You know, I'm much more chill now. Like genuinely. The best advice I can give someone is just stop giving a fuck. And that's very hard advice to follow, because what the does that mean? But, like, just try your best to realize that other people don't really care and they'll forget about you in a few seconds. Right? Unless you did something incredibly fucking stupid. Right? Most people are not going to remember that. They're gonna be like, hey, that was weird, okay. Like, I'm gonna use the word normie. Because most normies will just forget. Like, they have their own stuff going on in their life. Like, you deal with your own life. So, yeah, like, don't feel too pressured and stuff. And I'm going to turn the volume down a bit. There you go. So, yeah. Yuko takes another 100-mile-per-hour bow. I decide to give up and join Shizune and Misha at the table. Let me just adjust that real quick. There you go. Sorry, I was playing something else, and I was trying to get the audio good for that game, and now this game might be a bit off. So, yeah. As soon as I sit down, Yuko comes by looking even more upset than before. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I forgot to take your order. I'm not attentive to the customers. That's not right. I'm sorry. If there's anything I can do to make up for it, please tell me. Calm down, girl. Calm down. Oh, look, we got another CG. It's okay, Yu-chan. He-chan didn't order anything, so it's not your fault. Don't be upset. Okay, one thing I'll say about Shizune's route. I do not remember much about this route, except for the 2 endings. Right? And that's because the bad ending in this route specifically, it made me going like, what? So, yeah. Anyways, it's okay, Yu-chan. He-chan didn't order anything, so it's not your fault. Don't be upset. It's true. I guess I should order now, but I don't really know what this place serves, and there doesn't seem to be a menu. Yeah, she's right. I'll have some coffee and a sandwich, if you have one. Whichever sandwich you think is the best tasting one here, because Shizune is paying for my meal. Shizune frowns and gives me alternating looks of surprise, indignation, and bemusement, unable to decide between the 3. He-chan, just how much money do you have in your wallet? It can't be that little, right? Right. We could just split the cost 3 ways to make it fair. Yeah, I won't accept anything else. Misha turns to Yuko. Yu-chan, Shi-chan said she wants 3 of whatever is the most expensive item on the menu. No. Just kidding, He-chan. Okay, I think the turkey sandwich is the most delicious sandwich, and it comes with free soup. A good employee would try to recommend the item that there's the most of, though, or the most expensive item. Am I bad at my job? Yuko, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. You just need to loosen up. You just need to loosen up, Yuko. You're doing okay. You're doing okay. Right? At least you're not like a, Okay, even though I am a fucking Zoomer, right? Hey, yo. I am a early 2000s baby. I was born then, right? But like, you can't be as bad as the people my age, Yuko. Like, you're at least trying. People in my generation, they'll just like stare at you. Anyway. No, that sounds good. I'll have that. And some coffee. Okay. She comes back a few minutes later with our drinks and my sandwich. Shizune seems to be fine with just her tea, while Misha also ordered a parfait. I don't know why, because I can't imagine many other things that would go worse with tea. Yeah, I don't drink that much tea. Like the closest thing is sweet tea, and that is iced tea with sugar in it. Right, and I know that's not the most healthy thing, but like I am a Southern baby, like a Southern American. So like we do very weird things. Oh well, I take a bite out of my sandwich. It's very good. He-chan, have you thought about joining the student council? Huh? Don't talk with your mouth full, He-chan. Don't talk with your fucking mouth full. I washed my food down with a sip of coffee, which is also surprisingly good. But now is not the time to remark on how this place has good food. Would coffee... I don't think coffee would be very good for your heart, Hazal. Are you like... And like this is like Act 1 Hazal. Like it's just out of the hospital Hazal. Like you don't have the heart strength. Alright. You said you understood it was too early to expect me to make this decision this quickly. That was like 3 hours ago. A man should be decisive, Hee-chan. You really should join the student council, Hee-chan. Come on, it'll be fun. People always say, come on, it'll be fun about things that are never, ever fun. Don't you believe me, Hee-chan? Is it Shizune saying that or Misha? What a cute expression, but the effect is somewhat jarring, like she has split personalities. Hee-chan, that's depressing. We just want to spend time with you. That's right, Chi-chan. Yeah, that's a good point too. Yep, this is beneficial to everyone. It solves all of our problems. Yeah, I also thought Hee-chan would appreciate it. That makes me sad. Suddenly, I feel really left out. It's rude to talk about someone without letting them in on the conversation. Shizune adjusts her glasses, laughing to herself. But it's true, Hee-chan, and you would be helping us out. Membership has been really low this year. Yeah, like, you're the only 2 members. Actually, I don't remember how this route goes, but I'm pretty sure you 2 remain the only 2 members. How low? That's a secret, Hee-chan. Yeah, like, no new members. No, I want to know how low it was. How low is low? How low is low? 5. Lower. Well, 0. Hee-chan, that isn't important. What matters is the number is low, and that's why we should appreciate you giving us a hand, especially with the festival coming up soon, and it looking to be a busy year ahead in general. So you're not going to answer my question? No. I sigh and straighten up in my chair, trying to look as defiant as possible, because this seems like a big issue, and I do not want to let it go that easily. I feel silly, like a blowfish. Like a blowfish. Fine, at least tell me this. How many people are in the student council? Total? Well, Hee-chan, we're definitely undermanned, but we have enough members to get the job done. Yep. It's not just the 2 of you, is it? Hee-chan, that's funny. But it's definitely not just us. Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure? Yep. I stare at them both, trying to see if they will slip up and confirm my worst fears. Misha frowns, looking uncomfortable, but that is probably because I'm staring at her. Shizune, on the other hand, returns my gaze with one of her own. Maybe she is challenging me, peering at me over the rims of her glasses like that, so teasing and surprisingly immature, like a little girl beckoning someone to play with her. Hee-chan, you're too Hee-chan, you're too cute. Student council representatives have been trying to make you feel welcome, and they're treating you to lunch. You should show your gratitude by joining the student council, so you can at least help them out. Trying to guilt trip me, you bitch. Yeah, it would be great if you if you could file some papers for us, and the festival is coming up, and we have to build some stalls for the games and food, just a few, so if you were there, it'd be a lot easier for us. Please, Hee-chan. Please. What an interesting good cop, bad cop routine. I'll give it a shot. Why not? Just a shot. Okay, I'll give it a trial run. It doesn't mean I'm joining, or anything definite. Just that I'll help out a little. Then I'll see. And this makes us even for lunch. I'm not doing this because I want to. I finish off the last of my sandwich, and this makes Misha notice for the first time in a while that she has a parfait. She starts digging in, much to Shizune's chagrin. Because I can tell from the way she plays with her fingers that she has a lot to say. Every time I look at Shizune, she looks back with such focus and intensity. This time is no exception. Her face is expressionless. Maybe she is thinking. Eventually, it gives way to a smile. She signs something, and obviously I can't understand it at all. She has to know that. Then she does it again. A childish playfulness showing through in the speed and energy of her gestures. Misha, what did she say? Misha looks up from her parfait, torn between wanting to help out and going back to eating. What does this mean? I try my best to make the same movements with my hands that Shizune did. I come to realize quickly that this isn't very easy. Imagine doing this all day as your only means of communication. Sorry, Hee-chan, I can't tell you. Why not? Is it an insult? No, Hee-chan. I can't tell you because it means something nice. Something nice, huh? Well, they come back to their tea and food, so I guess this conversation is over for now. I don't really understand, but this makes me wish I could. Maybe I could even try learning sign language. This school might have courses for it. Well, yeah, if like a bunch of your kids are like deaf or mute, you would need to learn how to sign. Anyways. Well, actually, like, well, I guess they would have like papers and they would write stuff down. It's like, yeah, I remember doing something like that at my first job. I refuse to tell people what that is because I do not want to dox myself. So basically, at my first job, I was in a fast food restaurant, and basically, uh, th- this one day, this woman, she was either like mute or deaf. Anyway, she couldn't say what she wanted. So I basically being like, okay, well, I gotta get this person out of here. I gotta like make sure the customer's satisfied or whatever. So I run into my boss's office, grab a slip of paper and a pen, like put it up to her. And it's like, okay, like can you write down? So I hand her the pen. She writes it down, and I I I got the order done, right? And I got a compliment for being so what was it, considerate. So like I got a compliment for that, and I basically now use that on every time I need a new job. I basically use that story to justify why I should be hired. So yeah, like especially with where I'm working now, where yes, I do sometimes have to deal with the disabled. So being caring for those type of people, not being like, "Hi, you're blind or deaf or whatever the fuck off." It's it's pretty helpful where I am right now. So, you know, yeah. Anyways, would I really do that? I think about it as I finish the rest of my coffee. I wonder why I'd even be motivated to think about it. But yeah, like okay, the entire point of that story was they would have things to write on, and like write down a sentence. Here you go. Here's what I'm trying to say. Would I really do that? I think about it as I finish the rest of my coffee. I wonder why I'd even be motivated to think about it. I'm enjoying myself so much that I don't even notice that we're supposed to be back in class 10 minutes ago. Even if I were to start heading back to school right now, it would take at least 30 minutes, maybe. I can't risk running fast in my condition, so it'd take at least that long to get there. Well, 10 minutes late already as I am, it wouldn't matter even if I could teleport. Something wrong, Hee-chan? I just realized lunch break ended 10 minutes ago. It's only my third day and I'm already going to miss a class. Yep, you're already late. And that's not funny, so are you. And aren't you two in the student council? You're setting a bad example. Hee-chan is so moral, like... Yeah, I have no idea what, like, that student council being, like, moral is all about. Like, my student council was lazy AF. Anyway, I have no idea what these guys are talking about. But Hee-chan is right. He's late for class, and it looks like you're cutting too, Hee-chan, because you're not making an effort to go. As your student council representatives, we're gonna have to do something about this and make sure you're punished for it. But you two dragged me out here. This is all your fault. Take responsibility. Hee-chan, we're just taking a prospective student council member out to try to recruit him. It's business. But you're not a member of the council, so there's no excuse. Yes, there is. That prospective student council member is clearly me. Yes, are you going to join the student council, Hee-chan? Shizune raises her teacup haughtily and wags her outstretched finger up and down. Hee-chan, if you were only a member of the student if only you were a member of the student council, but you can still join now, Hee-chan. If you join now, you wouldn't be in any trouble at all, and we'll be able to take many more nice excursions like this all the time. It'll be fun. I start to think that maybe this was an elaborate setup leading to this moment. Maybe Shizune lured me out here, banking on the possibility that I'd lose track of time and be forced into this situation. Diabolical. Well, considering what I know of her, I should have been more on my guard. But to admit that I got myself into this, even slightly, would be unforgivable. I try to read Shizune's intentions in her eyes, but she just returns my stare blankly, innocently. She takes a sip of tea, like she is mocking me. By the way, Hee-chan, I didn't plan this at all, things just happened to work out this way. I was almost about to drop my theory as paranoia, but this puts a new spin on things. I almost fall over in awe, so it is really an elaborate setup from the very beginning, all just to burn me and force me to join the student council. You look so nervous, Hee-chan. Did you really think we were tricking you this whole time? You're not? Hee-chan, you really thought... Misha frowns, looking heartbroken. Shizune quickly frowns as well, following her lead. How synchronized. Two of a perfect pair. They must be twins. Hee-chan says she's flattered. Hee-chan, but doing that kind of thing would be a grossly inappropriate abuse of power. And imposing on your free will. And it would be blackmail too. Hee-chan would never do anything like that. Never. I think about asking Misha, are you sure? But resist the urge to. Anyway, Hee-chan, what Hee-chan said is true. Since you're with us, and we're doing student council work, it's okay if we miss a class or two. Not that this is a good excuse to do so. Or one that should be used more than 3 times a month. Or something that can or should be abused. So we must definitely return to class. Eventually. Shizune waves Yuko over and points to her empty teacup, indicating she wants another one, as Misha scrambles to finish her parfait so that she can order something else. Maybe I should as well. I'm still hungry, and the portions here seem a little on the small side. Most importantly, Shizune is paying for everything. With that in mind, I ask Yuko for another sandwich. Make me a sandwich, woman! By the time we leave the tea shop, I've missed not just one class, but 2. Shizune and Misha seem content to let the whole day pass by, stalling for even more time by suggesting a tour of the town that turns out to cover a 2-block radius from where we start. Eventually, we do go back to school, and the rest of the day is business as usual. When classes are over, Shizune and Misha pack their bags and leave the room before me. Come to think of it, this was the first time they've left me alone. It's strange. I almost missed them. The room empties quickly, and I'm the last one out the door. When I try leaving the lobby, however, an arm lowers itself in front of me like a toll bridge gate, stopping me in my tracks. Hi, Shizune. Oh, hi, Shizune. A pair of hands from behind cover my eyes, followed by a sharp burst of laughter. Hi, Hee-chan. Guess who? Misha asked the question completely without sarcasm, meaning she doesn't think that I instantly knew it was her for many obvious reasons. I wonder who it could be. Well, it's definitely not Misha. It is. Misha swings around to stand in front of me, beside Shizune. Hee-chan, are you busy right now? Busy going to my room, yeah. See you tomorrow. I tried to make a break for it, but Shizune is too agile to get past. As someone who used to play soccer, this is embarrassing. Not to mention that this behavior is drawing some odd looks. I should just quit while I'm ahead. Hee-chan, could you please go upstairs and get a few things for us from the art room? Why me? Hee-chan thinks that if the art teacher sees us, he will say hi, and she doesn't like him. Yeah. God damn it, Nomia! Ignore him. She tried, but even though Hee-chan is deaf, he'll try to say hi anyway. Run away? I never run. A tone of finality so strong that I can pick it up, even through Misha. I can see that there is no use pursuing this further with Shizune. Misha, why can't you get them? Stairs make me dizzy, Hee-chan. A condition where you get dizzy easily. Anyways, yeah, I still don't know what, like, illness Misha has, if any, so. Shizune nods, as if to confirm it. Please, Hee-chan, we need these things to build stalls for the festival, and you said you would help out a little, right? I really shouldn't, but I guess this once would be alright. Okay. This is great, Hee-chan. Thank you. This is what we need. She holds out a piece of paper for me to take. I'm sure this list was made by Shizune. It's handwritten, but each letter is perfectly formed and uniform, as if it were typed. Not just that, but it's exhaustively detailed, complete with numbers, bullet points, and even little checkboxes. What it boils down to is that she wants to paint paintbrushes, poster board, and an easel. Just different types and specific numbers of each. I wonder how I'm going to carry all this stuff down the stairs without breaking my neck. The classrooms closest to ours are designated to belonging to classes 3-1 and 3-2 on the right side, and 3-4 on the left side, each door looking exactly the same. Further down the corridor still, with identical doors, are rooms that I didn't think were used for classes. I guess the art room is not a classroom as such. I carefully push open the furthest door and peek in. It's a classroom, but it seems rather badly kept or not in use. Am I in the right place? Desks and chairs are all around the room, a thin layer of dust settled on them. There are some easels in the corner, so at least this looks like the right place. The room is flushed in sunlight from the big windows, shadows creeping all over the desks. Specks of dust are dancing in the stagnant air, making the beams of light almost visible. Jokingly, I call into the empty room. Anybody home? Something catches my eye and I stop mid-sentence. Oh yeah, can I skip this? Okay. Okay. Let me look at this. So. Okay, so interestingly, I have two options for later. Okay. So yeah, I'll exercise here. Choose the exercise option. And then what's going to happen is that... Wait, hold on, what? I feel like I skipped something. Hold on. Okay, so... Okay, I see. Alright. Okay. Don't drag me into this. I've done my part. Why am I being dragged into this again? I've done more than enough, I think. If you're angry with Lily, that has nothing to do with me. Now, wait just a second. Are you implying the president is more right in scolding me than yourself? Ah, damn, I think I could have worded that better. It's fine, like, if you need to apologize, just say, sorry, I meant it this way. Like, yeah, like, words often do not come out the way you want them to. That's what I've learned, being in a massive autismo. What are you saying, Hee-chan? It's just that I hardly think it's fair for you can say that, seeing that I've helped you guys. The mood has changed. This is like a showdown between two gunfighters now. Well, it was like that before too, but this time Chizune's focus is on me. And so is Lily's, though she keeps quiet. I'm afraid I inadvertently pissed her off. Are you saying I'm wrong? What a dangerous situation. It's too early to argue with you. Yes, I think it's unfair of you to get on my case. Hee-chan, you want too much, but you have a point. Okay. You're not lazy, Hee-chan. Shizune pushes her glasses up with her thumb, almost approvingly. That's good. If you're not useless, you shouldn't let anyone say you are. But the next time I say it, it'll really be because you are disappointing me like Miss Class Rep here. So don't let this go over your head. Lily takes a jab silently, a venomous visage frozen on her face. Jeez. Class Rep, Chisan says, don't forget that report, please. I won't. Would that be all? Yep. Then good day to you all. Her voice would cut the air of the classroom into half if it were more tangible. Yeah, I don't think was well. I don't know if that's grammatically accurate, but like, I don't know. I'm not gonna go hailing like Grammar Hitler or some shit. Anyways, Lily leaves the room, understandably in a bad mood, but still managing to be as poised and calm as usual. Chizune, you really did go a little too far today. It's true, Chi-chan, just a little. If I had been expecting Shizune to grudgingly admit I have a point there as well, I think I was expecting too much. She doesn't respond. Yeah, she's just like happily just holding her glasses, like with that goddamn smirk, like Jesus. Chi-chan thinks you should mind your own business. Yeah, Shizune is an interesting character, and I think I'll talk about this more when we get to very specific scenes later on. And if you've played this game before and you've done Shizune's route, you might know what I'm talking about. But anyways, Hee-chan, we have a few last minute things to take care of before class. We might be late, so can you please cover for us? Yeah. Perfect. Yay. Okay. Thanks, Hee-chan. They walk outside, even though there are only 10 minutes left before the bell will ring, signaling the start of class. Hanako doesn't come to the morning class at all. Well, actually, Hanako doesn't come to the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. I had to tell her that Lily was looking for her if I see her later. After the events of this morning, class is pretty boring in comparison. I turned the pages of my textbook lazily. We've been covering the same amount of pages. Proof of competency. Where? Okay, I don't know. Alright, we've been covering the same amount of pages each day, so reading ahead is more or less giving myself a preview of what tomorrow's lesson will be about. The clock at the front of the room sounds unbearably loud. The teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes, instead opting to cover the board in rows and rows of equations taken directly from his book. The rhythmic clashing of chalk on blackboard seems to synchronize perfectly with the ticking of the clock. Hi, Misha. I start to copy down the equations just to pass the time, not noticing Misha's head poking over my shoulder until she's almost on top of me. Get off me, woman! Get off of me! What are you doing? I try to strike a balance between being quiet enough to not draw attention to myself, but loud enough to draw hers. What are you doing, Hee-chan? Panic shoots through me as Misha starts talking at a normal volume, and I sputter out a hasty reply, still keeping my voice down despite the fact that she just blew any hope of being discreet I may have had. I'm copying down that stuff. What are you doing? Why so loud? Aw, really? But it's all in the book. That's why no one else is copying it down. I know. Why are you so loud? Why are you so quiet, Hee-chan? It's hard to hear you. I look around to see if anyone is noticing our conversation, and it's pretty obvious that everyone has. Even the teacher. Mutuo was like, God damn it, Misha. God damn. Hold on, what was her name again? I think I forgot her name. It was... No, it wasn't Saionji. That was Sai from Rin's Route, but like... Misha. Yeah, I'll have to like read that name again if it's ever brought up. Like, God damn it, Misha. Always interrupting the class. I don't know why I started doing like a southern draw or something there. Shizune smiles coyly, and I start to wonder if Misha is doing this because she told her to. Is it because of what happened between her and Lily earlier? This is what I get for trying to be reasonable, for trying to take the middle path. Shizune is way too prideful, although by now I should know to expect that kind of behavior from her. Why are you doing this? Huh? Misha is totally oblivious to the awkward stare the teacher is giving both of us, while trying to balance her textbook on one finger. For a brief second, it looks as if things could get ugly, but the teacher simply looks away, as if it's not worth the trouble. I guess this is a good thing, and I slump back in my seat in relief. The rest of the day passes by uneventfully, and this time, I'm able to appreciate that it does. When the bell rings, I'm not in a hurry, so I stay for a while, reviewing what we covered in class today. I prefer to leave last anyway, so I don't have to deal with crowding in the hallways. I notice Shizune and Misha have also stayed behind, talking to someone from another class. Shizune's signaling so fast that her hands make noises like swords cutting through the air. Misha is trying desperately to keep up, but it's clear she can barely manage to even understand her. I put my head down. Whatever they're discussing, it looks like serious business, probably way over my head. Not just that, but Shizune also seems angry, although it could just be her normal severity making it appear so. Shizune appears to be at the point where her wrists crackle, and Misha struggles to spit out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twisters. And then on top of that, she has to sign back everything the other girl says. Seems like a tough job. Misha looks tired, like she's about to faint. Actually, hold on, dude. No? Okay. Luckily for her, their business is soon finished, and the girls sit down in their seats again. Oh, I'm so tired. She's hanging her head limply on her desk, looking exhausted. Festival preparations must be tough for you. Indeed, the people in this school seem to be taking the festival very seriously. Whenever I see people idling around before and after class, they're always talking about their plans for it. It's kind of neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. I'm probably the only one who doesn't have something to do. Shizune starts signing at me, and Misha perks up, looking at her hands with slightly unfocused eyes. She signs with harsh, heavy, dramatic strokes. Misha translates her signing into speech for me. She does it so well. It's almost like Shizune is actually speaking, transmitting her thoughts directly through Misha. Well, we're in the student council, so we're pretty busy. Sarcasm. Huh? The tone of Shizune's actions make me think she's speaking with disdain, but Misha interprets it normally, placing whatever intent may have been there with her own chipper twist on things. It's still disorienting. I don't think I'll ever get used to it. Never mind. How could I forget? with you two trying to get me to join at least twice a day. At least! But Hee-chan, some could say the work is too much. It'd be nice if students were to show a little more support for their leadership, some appreciation to the ones who are working so hard to make it all possible. Maybe, for example, a little help. That's asking too much, is it? Yep, help will be appreciated from students like you. If students would show their dedication and school spirit and offer some help, well, I don't exactly need it. But I wouldn't necessarily refuse it, so it'd be nice if someone would... Oh, hello? Okay, hold on. No, okay. I look over my shoulder and see Hanako peering timidly into the classroom, most of her body hidden behind the door. Hey, playing delinquent again? Come on, don't be like that. Hanako blushes hard at Misha's straightforward jab, even if it was only in jest. Come on. Look, I know you shouldn't white knight, but like if someone is clearly having like anxiety problems and things like that, you shouldn't like insult them for like trying to get away from it all, or like taking their time and stuff. Like, I don't know, I'm not gonna get in a tangent about this. Yeah. Shizune stares at her gropingly, causing Hanako to look down and start backing away to the point where only her fingers can be seen wrapped nervously around the edge of the door. Maybe she's showing her dislike of Hanako by association of her dislike of Lily. It appears so, and Hanako probably knows it as well. They seem to have momentarily forgotten about trying to get me to stay for the rest of the day. What is it, Hanako? Has Lily been here? Sorry, Sato. Lily is not here. She, came by in the morning, though. Hanako keeps looking uneasily. Sorry if you've heard that. Are they gonna keep screaming? Oh, well. Sorry if you've heard that. But Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Shizune, who stares back at her with her usual studying gaze. What is she trying to do? Of course, Shizune isn't going to look away, and she is intimidating enough as it is, so I can only imagine how terrified Hanako would be. It's a little funny, though, watching Hanako's reaction to Shizune's normal behavior. This is what happens when two people of two different extremes meet, it seems. Do you know where she is? If she has any sense in her head, she's in her classroom, working on the festival project. But who knows what that woman is loitering at? She might be slacking off somewhere. What a useless woman. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna say it. Shizune is easily worst girl. And this is... like... how do I say it? No other girl in this game can match how bad Shizune is, especially in certain scenes and contexts. Right, that's also why I didn't want to end with Shizune, because ending with Shizune would leave a bad taste in my mouth. But, you know, let's continue. Hanako nods quickly and retreats with haste, obviously to avoid any further contact with Shizune. Unfortunately, this turns their attention fully back to me. But Hee-chan is not useless, right? He said so himself. I can see where this is going, and I do not want any part of it. Not after that experience yesterday. Well, good luck with your preparations. I start packing my bag, ready to make a break for the exit. Unfortunately, I'm all the way on the other side of the room. The short distance to the doorway seems like a vast no man's land to me now. Shizune and Misha start maneuvering slowly in front of me, cutting off my route of escape. In an unsettlingly cautious way that makes me think of ship-to-ship combat. Did I ever tell you guys that I played Azure Lane? Okay, I'm done. I think Hee-chan is saying you should help us, Hee-chan. Gee, I wouldn't know. She's so subtle. But that's the intent, so please, I can't keep up. We have to actually build stalls for the festival. Most of them all by ourselves. Can you believe that? Hammering boards together over and over again for hours. It's really hard. I'm so used to it, I was doing nothing but swinging motions in class, and I didn't even know it. She bangs her desk a few times, imitating hammer blows. It's so repetitive, I can't stand it. And yesterday, I actually hammered all the boards on top of each other. It was just a stack of boards all nailed together, and then I had to take it apart and do it all over again. I got yelled at and laughed at. Actually, that's right. They wouldn't have a workshop class for a school for disabled students. That might be too dangerous. However, if they had like a woodworking or workshop, what are they doing back there? Anyways, if they had like a workshopping class for like, you know, woodworking and building and stuff, like I had in my high school, yeah, that's one of the good things about my high school. Like they gave me an OSHA certification. Right, like for me to get into the shop, into the workshop, and like start woodworking, I had to get an OSHA certification, and they did it on class time, and everyone in that class got OSHA certifications. It was cool. So I have an OSHA certification that like I don't really use in my employment, but I have a OSHA certification that is still viable even today. So, anyways, so like. I was thinking, like, couldn't you get like workshop to like help you? Like that sounds like a bit much for like just 2 people. But like, I mean, if this school doesn't have workshop or like woodworking or anything like that, right? They wouldn't have. I'm sorry if you've heard that, but yeah, I need to end this episode soon. It's just a stack of boards all nailed to... hold on, did I not read that? It was just a stack of boards all nailed together, and then I had to take it apart and do it all over again, and I got yelled at and laughed at and, So? She clamps her hand down on my shoulder and grins, quickly running her tongue across her teeth mischievously. Do you have any plans for today, Yi-chan? I wonder if you do. Sure, I have plans. Really? You're gonna help us, right? I notice her hands are moving constantly. She's signing everything we both say so that Shizune can understand. Shizune being somewhat quiet today. Is she still angry? Well, probably at least a bit. I could see it in her eyes. But this could be another way of trying to guilt me into lending her a hand. Okay, first off, right. I know it's pretty hard for someone that cannot speak to ask for help sometimes, but like, you know, you could, right? You could try to be polite about things, right? And, you know, like, frankly, I don't think Shizune is very positive, to say the least. She is bossy. That's what she is, a bossy person. I have to find a way out of this. Hey, I should go now to the library, you know, homework. I should get going, shouldn't I? I have to be diligent because I'm a new student and all, so I have to make a good first impression, right? Yeah? See you later, then. I turn to bolt for the door, but Shizune is blocking my path, her arms crossed over her chest and a stern expression on her face. She wags a finger tauntingly, and begins signing to Misha with the manner of a squad leader giving direction to his fellow soldiers. It didn't seem like you were in any rush to get to the library, Hee-chan. That's right, Chi-chan. It doesn't seem like he was probably going to slack off for the rest of the day. You're surrounded. Let's go to the student council room. Oh no, they're kidnapping me. They're kidnapping Hizao. What are we going to do? She lets out a chuckle and then breaks into laughter. I'm sorry, Hee-chan, I feel bad, but this works out for everyone, right? That's right, Chi-chan. Yes, that's a good point too. Yes, this is beneficial to everyone. It solves all of our problems. Yeah, I also thought he'd be more appreciative of our efforts. They pull themselves closer, as if they are about to pounce. Hey guys, 2-on-1 isn't very fair, is it? She keeps looking forward, impassive, then gives a sinister smile. Oh, come on, we have a lot of work to do. Let's go to the student council room. Gee, I don't know. Misha laughs. Deja vu. She chortles before letting out another laugh. You know, my horoscope said it'd be a good day for me today. And you know you're going to help Shizune signs quickly to her. Right. I mean, now that you've decided to help us completely of your own free will, I'll be able to take it easy. Lucky, huh? I open my mouth to say something, but then realize there's no point. I refocus on trying to think of a way out of this. No, their actions are clearly deliberate. There's no sense in attempting to reason with them. I'll try to make it to a save point. You can't reason with madmen, I frown. And... do you guys hear that? Yeah, I don't know if my, my filters are working. So basically, there's, multiple children, I wouldn't say screaming, but yeah, like squealing, like happily. I get, yeah. There's multiple children playing in the background next to my room, and I've been trying to lower the sound. So if you guys can still hear that, I'm sorry. Anyways, you can't reason with madmen, I frowned. And they don't even notice my discontent, further proving my suspicions. They seem pretty relaxed now. I guess they think they've already won, so they're letting their guard down. It's kind of arrogant. They pass forward in front of me as they move through the doorway. As I stealthily walk backwards into the classroom, as they step into the hallway, turning towards the stairwell, I let out a sigh of relief and quickly pack the rest of my stuff so I can make my escape. The classroom door slams shut. That wasn't very nice there. You really got us good, though, didn't he, Shi-chan? Right. What was that about? I thought you said you'd help us. And then you bailed on us? And you thought you'd get away with it, didn't you? The indignant expression vanishes as she begins to laugh hysterically, calming down only after an aggravated look from Shizune. Oh, yeah, you thought you can get away with it, but a criminal always returns to the scene of the crime. I didn't even manage to leave the classroom in the first place. No, wait, I didn't even agree to help in the first place. Not very bright, are you, criminal? Thinking you could just shirk your duties like that? How low, Shi-chan? I'm a criminal. What did I do? What's the charge? What am I guilty of? That's for the courts to decide, bucko. Criminal. I don't think we have to tell you that. Besides, you're the criminal here. You know what you did. Have you ever read The Trial by Kafka? You know, that's something I should probably read. Like, you know, bookmark. Let me write that down for a sec. The Trial by Kafka. Okay, there. No, what's that, Hee-chan? What does that have to do with this? I read it a few months ago. It's about these people who run a kangaroo court on a guy who just wants to live his life. They refuse to leave him alone, and he can't fight the power. Yeah, like, I've been, like, wanting more reading material, so that's something. Hee-chan, what does that have to do with anything? Hey, what does that mean? She turns back to me after signing back and forth for a lengthy amount of time. You know, we're both a little disappointed in you. You let us down, Hizao. Drop the ball. Left us hanging. And out in the cold. Is that any way to treat a person? To run away from your responsibilities? To abandon your comrades? We think you owe it to us to honor your commitment. What? But I didn't commit to anything. Yeah, Shizune here is a little dictator. My breathing catches in my throat, and I momentarily start choking. That's not true, Hee-chan. You said you were not useless. You definitely said it. Yes, definitely. We're calling you on those words now. You better prepare to show that you are not a useless guy. Your honor will be soiled forever if you try to get out of this. So for the rest of the day, we're going to hang out together, just the three of us, and work hard. You can't fool us. You should be happy. You're doing your school a great service. I ask not what your school can do for you, but what you can do for the school. Look, the only reason... Look. Alright, there's a few reasons students should go to school. One, right? Of course, the educational part, right? But the main function of the school is to have a social life. Right? It's to develop social skills and things like that. Because, frankly, you know, a lot of people say, like, you know what? Never mind. I need to just end this episode. I'm sorry. But what can you do for your school? How depressing. Cheer up, Hee-chan. She slaps my hand across the back with enough strength to knock the air out of my lungs. I gasp to breathe. Besides, aren't you happy you get to spend the day with the two cute girls? I guess they're right. I did blurt those words out. Accepting my fate, I follow them to the student council room. And hammer the final nail into the stall. It took all of the afternoon and dinner time is nearly over, but it is done now. Shizune pulls out a roll of measuring tape. Shizune pulls out a roll of measuring tape and a small level and inspects it thoroughly. She smiles, looking pleased, and then motions for Misha to come over. Okay, so basically it's just Event Horizon, and then I could finish this. Okay. She smiles, looking pleased, and then motions for Misha to come over. She says you did a very good job, in fact. You might actually have a gift for this. Well, I'm impressed, too. That was fast. Have you done this before? No, never. Never before. And I never will again. I mean, his workshop is a pretty good class. Like, it was one of my favorites. Even though, like, I didn't really talk to the teacher that much. What was it? What was his name? I forgot most of my teachers' names. Yeah, it was a very weird name. It wasn't. I think it was probably like some sort of. I'm not sure how to describe his name other than like it didn't come from a it did not come from a English background, and it didn't sound like. I'm not sure how to describe this, but I'm just gonna skip over it. Well, our quota for the day is 6 stalls. In a few minutes, me and Chi-chan should finish this one. That means 4 more to go. We're making good this time, she says. Isn't this great fun? What? I can think of a million things I'd rather do. But I suppose everyone has to do their share for the festival, even me. You're both lucky that I'm helping you two out. If I really didn't want to, I could have gotten out of it easy. Really, Hee-chan? What? Chi-chan thinks you're running your mouth. Japanese people have no fight or flight reflex, Hee-chan. What the fuck is she on about? Look, I'm pretty sure fight or flight, or freeze, of course, is natural instincts. Like, there's no reason why... Whatever. Shizune tense her fingers deviously. Definitely, definitely, definitely. If you wanted to escape, you would have taken immediate action. So that's how, you know, someone is serious when they have no doubts, no regrets. Maybe it was a bad idea to tell you that, since now Hee-chan knows what to do next time. But just the fact that she was alright with telling me this shows me that she doubts that I'll be able to act on it. That only makes me want to do it more. And I almost want the opportunity to do so. To arise again. But if that happens, she might get me again somehow. Chi-chan says he's happy now. Much, much later in the evening, we are looking at 6 completed stalls. With the pride of a job well done, we sit back and admire the fruits of our labor. Not sharing a word between us, just admiring. I realize I'm feeling quite thirsty. Hey, isn't there a vending machine out in the hall? They're on all day, right? Yeah, the drinks are very cheap too. We usually get something from there on days like this. I dig around in my pocket and find a single 100-yen coin. Is this enough? I'm feeling kind of thirsty. 100 yen? You can get any drink in the machine with that. That's good. That's very good then. Ah, wait a second. What is that, Chi-chan? Do you want to get you a drink too? Chi-chan, you've already helped us out, so today, I mean, Chi-chan will treat you. Hey, what about me? What would you like? I'm feeling thirsty myself. So am I. I don't know. Anything's fine. I guess the melon soda? Hey, wait, Chi-chan, I also want a drink. Hold on, like... melon soda. Is that... I might be, like, speaking out of my ass, but is that, like, the Ramune stuff? Like, it's... like, Japanese sodas? Like the weird, like, caps with, like, the ball. Like, do you have to push it in to, like... and then, like... tilt the bottle to get, like, the soda out? I don't... Yeah, honestly. I don't deal with a lot of... I don't deal with a lot of Japanese products, so I probably have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, but... anyways. Aw. You know, it's times like this that I think that she's just teasing me. That's probably it. I'm sure she'll get you something, right? Yeah, she usually does, but you, never know. Heh. Shizune comes back with 2 melon sodas and a can of fruit juice. She hands me one of the sodas and the other to Misha. Thanks, Chi-chan. I had total faith that you'd get me one. I knew I can count on you. But how did you know this is what I wanted? I usually get something else. What? You know I want to try it? And that I like these kinds of childish things? I gesture my thanks to Shizune, who smiles and nods. Hey, Hee-chan. Yes? We've been spending a lot of time together. Already in such a short time, we've done so much. We should stop beating around the bush. What I'm trying to say is... It sounds a lot like she's trying to ask me out, but that can't be it. Nevertheless, my heart is beating like a jackhammer. Damn, this reminds me of another similar scene earlier this year. I tried to say something, but my brains can't decide whether to stop her or to tell her to continue. I feel myself blushing all the way to the ears. Oh boy. What I'm trying to say is, would you like to join the student council? What the... Ah, what a disappointment. What on earth am I doing? Alright. Do you think she wanted to ask you out, Hee-chan? I feel very embarrassed right now. I can feel myself getting redder in the face. Shizune also tries to hide her blush after Misha translates and then puts a few sheets of paper in front of me. So how about it? All the paperwork is right here. And you are sitting down anyway. You look very at home here, drinks and everything. What do you say? She quiets down a little and asks again, a little more solemnly. Hee-chan, what do you say? You don't exactly hate this, right? I'm more than a little surprised by the sudden change of tone. I don't really know how to react to this. For one thing, she isn't shouting uproariously, with no regard for tact. Before I'm sure she knew already that I was going to say no. This time, she seems actually serious. I think maybe you should join. Not just because we could use your help, but well, you're hanging out with us already anyway. I think Shi-chan would like it if you could join as well. It's not like you hate us or anything, right? It wouldn't hurt if you joined, and I'd appreciate it if you would. She seems to be having a hard time getting her words out, which is strange for anyone talkative like Misha. For some reason, I'm almost troubled by it. My eyes drift over to Shizune, who stares back at me tentatively, absent-mindedly cleaning her fingernails. If you don't want to go, I promise we won't ask again, but if you did, we would be really happy. Both Shizune and Misha seem to be unable to look me in the eye. I can't lie, the thought of being around two such cute girls is something I couldn't possibly pass up. Okay, Hizao. I'm not looking forward to this kind of work every day, but there should be less after the festival. At least I hope so. Alright, I guess it can't hurt, so why not? Wonderful, wonderful! Shizune tenses her fingers in satisfaction. She'll fill everything out, Hee-chan. Congratulations, you are officially a member of the student council now. Great, I'm looking forward to a lot of work. To be honest, I've never done any student council activities before, but maybe it'll be a positive experience. Misha starts to clap, laughing exuberantly as she does. Congratulations, Hee-chan. Congratulations. 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 I get the message. I can't help but smile, finding such a display childishly cute. The student council is always busy, you know, but for today, we're done. See you tomorrow, Hee-chan. We still have work left, so we'll be counting on you. I leave the room, feeling totally wiped out. The grounds are totally deserted, and the school looks pretty ominous this late. The council office is the only window with lights on anymore. Is this what the student council will be like? My body might not be able to take it. Adhering to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head, I set my alarm clock to wake me up early enough to go jogging again. I made a promise and I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emmy is bound to rat out on me if I don't show up. But it's not all that bad. Okay, well, I think... Actually, you know what? I think I can skip this section, and then I'll just save it the choice, because what will happen is that there are 2 scenes to get into Shizune's route. So, I'm going to save here. Here we go. And, yep. Alright, let's see. Main menu. Okay. I don't normally look at extras, but, like... Let's see here. Let's see... I know we got, like, Shizune somewhere. Yeah, this one. So, yeah. Library. Okay, so, I mean, we're still in Act 1, so all of it is going to be part of Act 1. So, completion 50%. I'm happy about that. So, I'm going to stop recording. See you later. It's been Dean the Autist. Have a nice day. Next time, we'll actually start Shizune's route.